What's going on, YouTube modeling community? Pappy here at West Georgia Rods and Customs. A new community question has popped up on the horizon now, and it comes from Todd H over at Lug Nuts Hot Rod Garage, and it's just awesome how everyone wants to, bring up different questions, regarding their models or how they got started. Don popped the question the other day regarding, why did you start your YouTube? And I watched Todd's response to that, and then he popped up the new community question. Show your some of your first builds that you may have that you put on up on YouTube. And if I remember correctly, I put my first video. Somebody went back the other day and watched one of my first videos, and went back and I looked at it for myself, and actually it was a lot of the builds that I put on the table at I want to say the 2016 Acme show, but I'm not going to pull every one of those out. I'm going to go back a little bit further before I even got on YouTube. And I actually remember showing this one particular 63 split window on something. I may have showed it on my channel once. I never really went into any depth about it, but this is some of my first pro street builds that I ever built, even before I got came into the YouTube modeling community. I always if I you know I've always had a love affair with pro street. And this is some of my first attempts of building a Pro Street car. This is an old, if I remember correctly, this is an AMT, I think the AMT 63 split window kit, which really, you could have built it stock, but not me. I took, and I've always stood true, and pardon the hand that's going to come in right here. I want to one up as far as what Todd on his question, show your first. I'm going to take this one and set it beside my most recent one, which is the 67 Revell, or the Revell 67 Corvette kit that I just finished last night. So I'm going to take I'm going to take the first one and set it beside the my most recent, and just show y'all the differences of, how much I feel like I say I've gotten better. Maybe I've just gotten better at hiding the flaws on these right here that I'm building now. But this one right here, oh my goodness, yes, there are flaws on it, and I'm gonna go into kind of some details of things that I do differently from when I first started to what I'm doing right now. The first thing that comes to mind is panel lines. I never did. I mean, I didn't know anything about, making panel lines, pop, or, accent the panel lines between the doors, or the fenders or the hoods or what have you. So I never did really try. I mean, if you look at some of the panel lines, I've got panel liner on the doors and the headlights, things like that. So, I wasn't doing that back here. Another thing that I'm looking at in comparison from this recent one to the older one of the things that I noticed, and I really strive to go to the extra effort. Anytime I see a front bumper that's got maybe a blemish or something on the chrome, I take it out. Usually I'll sand it out and rechrome the whole bump, or spray it with either Alclad or AK Super Chrome or something to that sense. Where right here I see just a mole line right here, and it's rough as oh my goodness, it's rough as a cob. I can feel it right there. Other things, this paint right here, I'm sure that it's probably an enamel, and there's no clear over it, so I'm sure all I did was just spray it straight out of the rattle can, and and I was happy with what I had. Other things that I see just standing, popping out at me, I was using Sharpies for chrome, and I always went around the windows with a Sharpie. So, that was, I was new to the game. I wasn't, trying. I was happy with what I had. Whereas with this, with my newest one right here, Bare metal foil. That's either I do a lot of window trim with bare metal foil or a Molotov pen or AK Super Chrome. So, with that being said, I was from I say, well, when I started on YouTube, it was back in 2016. So I probably built this car somewhere, I'd say around 2014, somewhere in that avenue right there. So, uh, looking back, I mean, you taking, I was probably robbing parts, if I remember correctly. I'm trying to think what are those. Uh, let's see. Let me flip it over. Yeah, these are probably tires and wheels off of. I want to say the. I'd have to get up and look over there in the rack, but these might be some old, some of the tires and wheels off of a '67 Chevelle. I mean, I don't know. I was robbing engines and things like that from a lot of kits over the years. So, and looking down in here, as far as in the down in the engine bay itself, I was wiring them, but it's just a. I mean, I'm sure I could do better with the wiring job right there. I was even putting big block Chevrolets in there. So if I remember correctly, just looking at that motor, I think that's the one that come out of the '70 Heavy Chevy kit, if I ain't mistaken. So that stood true. Another thing that I'm noticing off the from comparing apple to apple, the badging. I didn't do any as far as I just painted over the badging. Didn't even try to do bring any of that detail out. Whereas with on the blue '67, I actually removed any of the badging that was raised up with by sanding it off and using the kit decals. Sometimes now I'll sand it off, or if I'll purchase a photo etch kit or something like that to get it to to get that level of detail up to what I want to do. I did try, and as far as the what I did try to do, I did try to raise this do the try to use the old Sharpie on it, and that just to no avail. One of the things now that I do differently if I don't use a photo etch kit, I come over. I'll take a I'll take bare metal foil, and before painting, I will trim out a piece of bare metal foil to go over that and emboss that in there. Then I'll come back with some lacquer thinner on a Q-tip or one of the and just kind of lightly take that off, and then that chrome pops back out of there, and it looks a lot better in this mess that I did on here. So another thing that I'm seeing, what else did I see? As far as the door handles, did took the old chrome Sharpie pen and tried to bring the detail out on that. So another thing that I'm seeing right off the bat, and I'm gonna point my flaws out, and I have no problem. I don't know how well it shows up on camera, but right here is a glue mark. Might have been my finger, might have dropped it or something like that. Or so. With that being said, yep, shame on me. I used to get glue on my window, some of my windows. I pay particular amount of care now not to use red glue or anything on windows. I always use the windshield glue or a canopy glue exclusively for the to install windows. Let's give it a turnaround. Another thing that I'm seeing on the inside the engine bay right there. One thing that I'm not doing right there in this old build was no plumbing. I didn't put any hoses, anything like that. I don't even see. Be honest, I don't even see any. Yeah, I got a set of headers on there, but I didn't do any exhaust out the back right there. So with that being said, just kind of I was happy with a gloss black frame. Even color coordinated the rear axle right there, and tried to didn't do anything. Let me see what I got right here. Didn't try to line up anything on the shocks or anything like that. So it was just I say it's just a happy disaster. As far as the interior, didn't do a whole lot on the interior either. Just pretty much looks like a set of I robbed a set of bucket seats out of something and stuck it in there. Didn't two tone anything. I didn't carpet anything. As far as I didn't put any flocking, anything like that. So uh, other than that, that's pretty much it. But there's a night and day difference between my some of my first pro streets that I built, probably going on 10. I'm gonna say this was probably 10 years ago, probably more than that, compared to what I've got right here on the right with this '67 Corvette. But night and day difference. Let me look at the front end. Just sprayed the uh, grill area with a flat black and did the best I could with what I had. So, but I even noticed a difference on the coloration of as far as the color. I think I painted the whole darn hood black and then come back over it with a red. So I've got kind of a different shade of red going on right there. So we learn from our mistakes, and we learn from others. As far as not their mistakes, but we learn from each other on YouTube. And that's another, piggybacking on Don's question. What do we plan, or what do we want to get out of our channel? It's not really what we get out of our own channel. It's watching others and learning from others that really that's what I get out of my YouTube channel. I love the camaraderie between all the guys, us sharing tips, techniques, things like that, and being able to bounce ideas off of each other. So, but this is really it's been fun for me to set one of my first builds that I did years ago, which is probably going on, I'd say anywhere from 10 to 15 years old on this one right here. And this one right here is just fresh off the bench from last night. Just finished it up, and night and day difference. Night and day difference. But Todd, great question for the community. I've been watching and I've been watching a lot of everybody's first builds that they either put on YouTube. This one is, like I say, this is a dinosaur compared to what I'm building right here. So, but again, Todd, thanks for the really did enjoy your response why you started your channel, as well as seeing some of your first builds. But really wanted to jump in here and share this with everyone. Folks, well, I'm gonna get out of here. Appreciate everybody's thumbs up on this build, on this old '67 build. Appreciate all the comments. But hey, guys, remember, everybody had a starting point, even me. So, and I still feel like I'm learning from this day on. So, anyhow, folks, remember, if you can dream it, build it. God bless y'all. Pappy out of here.